Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shayne Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
When I was in high school,
Uh-huh.
I had a class called home building class. Because it's
Were
like
you building homes or were you building a metaphorical
we were
home?
literally building a house.
Oh, good.
What do you mean? What is a metaphorical?
I thought it was going to be home building like this is, like some
home ec.
Mormon shit.
No, there's home ec is like a real class people take.
No,
where you
I
learn
know
to-
what home economics is.
Or you
Home
so-
economics is different from, in my mind, the Mormon version of home building, where they're like, you gotta fucking support you make sure your wife has the correct dish soap. I don't know what, in my mind, it is, but home building, like how to have a family right.
like a nuclear family.
Yeah. They're like, hey, don't let your kids be gay, and
Yeah,
also
do the dishes.
Yeah, make sure if you're a woman, you gotta do this, and if you're a man, you gotta fucking.
No, I went to public school.
Yeah, true. I mean, they still have seminary in public school, which is
Technically, it's outside of
I
public
was just
school.
gonna say it's super illegal, but they have a small loophole.
I mean,
They don't do seminary outside of Utah.
Dude, I think seminary is you would just go to church during the middle.
Yeah, for people who don't know, seminary in Utah schools is a Mormon class you can take that they actually set aside for you in high school, which is insane. Other high schools would never.
I think the loophole was used because in high school you could like go have a job and like get credits for having a job.
Or
at least in
something
Utah.
yeah, it's a free
So,
period.
Yeah, it's a free class, but if you had a job, you would get like a school credit. But separation of church and state made it so you couldn't go. You'd go to Mormon class, and you would not get credits.
Yeah.
So me being me and not liking school, I'm like, fuck it, yeah, I'm gonna take Mormon class.
Yeah, and then you don't go,
and then you don't go to both, and then
but if they catch you not going, they'll still get you in trouble, which is also illegal. But no one.
Yeah,
how do you
anyways.
fight that? You're a high schooler, and the Mormon Church is evil.
Yeah, you're a high schooler. You fight. You fight it by just not
You
caring.
do what I do. You sign up for seminary and you go into the bathroom and you read books and you sleep.
Did you sign
Or
up?
you make Dungeons and Dragons characters alone.
They do sign up non-Mormons for seminary.
They did that to me.
thinking they'll get you, and
Yeah.
sometimes we do.
Dude, what did I do? I think I think seminary was the only classrooms I ever jacked off in. It
In
wasn't
the seminary building?
Yes.
In the church?
It wasn't because I was trying to be blasphemous. There were just some hot ladies in
Dude.
there. I was just like, damn,
We've talked about it before.
Mormon girls go crazy.
They've hit that perfect amount of inbreeding where they bring enough outsiders to the state, but they still inbreed just enough to where Mormon girls are pretty hot.
They're the hottest.
The Beach Boys have a song about it. I wouldn't say hottest. Worldwide hottest?
The hottest religion? Religious girls?
No.
No, I take that back. Mexican Catholics exist.
I was going to say, we don't know what's hiding underneath the burqas of some of those Muslim women.
True.
If you had the hottest women in the world.
Yeah, you would cover them up. You wouldn't want people to know. You'd hide them because people would come steal them from you. Very good point.
So I think Allah knows what's up. Where Mormons are just like, just be modest. You don't have to, cover yourself from head to toe. Just come on. Don't wear tank tops.
I saw a bunch of Orthodox Jewish girls who were pretty.
Don't wear tank tops.
I saw a bunch of Utah, and
they
the three of them all watched the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie on the middle TV together, and then it finished, and then they watched it again. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
I've watched the same movie, not back to back.
I thought it was a dream because I went to sleep. They started watching Alvin and the Chipmunks. I was like, oh, that's funny. They're Orthodox. They're like Mormons. They have to watch like PG movies or less.
Well, Mormons can watch
movies.
Well, Mormons can watch PG-13.
Super Mormons don't, though. You know that hardcore Mormons, they just stay on mission rules all the time.
Yeah.
But I was like, and so I went to sleep and I woke up and then they were back at the beginning. I was like, what happened? I was like, did I sleep? And then I realized, no, they really watched it twice.
They're probably doing what I do. Is I would watch. Here's my favorite thing to do: is watch a Simpsons episode, and then turn on the the commentary tracks
Yeah,
and rewatch the same episode.
They wanted the chipmunk commentary.
That's what I hate about Netflix and all these streaming
they
things
should
now.
add that.
They don't have any of the autistic commentary or like little menu secret features I can poke and prod around on with a remote.
I don't know about. I don't care about the features, but I definitely think it would be cool if they had commentaries.
You don't want to see how they made the miniatures in Lord of the Rings? You don't want to watch
No, that's
2
not
hours
secret.
You don't want to know 2 hours of George Lucas picking between different alien busts and be like,
Firstly,
do you want Grigu or Dorku?
There's 11 hours of Lord of the Rings extras, and I've watched all of them multiple times.
I'm just saying.
But they're not secret.
Okay.
You said secret.
I like the secret ones too.
Nah, fuck that.
Dude, finding secrets is fun. On
Did
DVD.
you ever remember when people used to make like high school DVDs for graduation? And then my high school class, they like tried to hide a feature in the DVD,
really?
and it just got found literally like day of release. And in the hidden feature had all this like girls being sexy and like people doing. Then they were like, well, we'll find it in 10 years. It'll be funny.
Yeah.
But like it was like it's
Found instantly?
teenagers, and they all got in trouble from their Mormon parents. It was very funny.
That is cool.
It was like photos of house parties and shit, like the secret, like what we were really up to in high school.
Oh no.
And then I know, genuinely, if we saw it, both of us would be like, what? But like their parents at the time were just like, you're grounded. It's so funny to imagine Mormon parents grounding their adult children, but they do it.
I don't think adult children. All right, I get what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, you don't think adult children listen to their parents? Come on now. We know they do.
Instead of prison, how many people do you think would fall in line if you just threatened to ground them? Nowadays, we'll take away your allowance. I guess it's the same conditioning. So anyways.
You have to have an allowance
Yeah.
to get it taken away.
So anyways, I was in high school and I was taking a home building class.
Yeah, it's literally building houses.
Which literally there's a contractor.
Shop class.
It wasn't a shop class because we would go to a house that was currently like being framed, and there was a contractor dude there, and so there was no roof on this house, and all the guys who took the class were like stoked because we're like, yeah, we're gonna help build this house, and we like would hammer some 2x4s.
I see what's happening here.
What?
They're just using you for free labor.
No, we were getting paid with the school credit.
Oh yeah, that's what I would say too. That's free labor.
That's just how it. Look, they
because you're not really learning anything because you still have to go to whatever carpentry school to get your license.
I was gonna say sure, it's teen labor, but the women, all the girls who took that class didn't do anything, and the contractor guy is gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna fail you," or just like let him hang out. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't know what his end of the bargain was.
Free labor.
I don't think it was free labor because we were not good workers.
I mean,
we like got in the way more than it was not free labor.
Just because you guys were bad doesn't mean he thought he wasn't going to get free labor.
No, I don't think I do not think. I think it was more like a mandated thing. Like if you build, it was probably like a government thing where he was like, "Hey, you got to take on this class of idiot children, and we'll subsidize your housing."
So you think it's like a Mighty Ducks situation?
Well, I haven't seen the Mighty Ducks in
the guy from the Mighty
forever.
Ducks is court ordered to coach children's hockey.
Yeah, probably something like that. He was like violent and had anger issues. So, anyways, I remember just like I said, even if it's free labor, he got ripped off because we're fucking 17 years old. Not supposed to. We're being handed hammers and just wailing on stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of any actual work we did other than like moving a couple things of sheetrock.
There was probably like 2 of you that did all the work, and the rest of you were just like fucking around banging on shit.
I was one of the autistic guys being like, I love this. This is awesome.
Why didn't you ever get a job in construction?
I have worked in construction.
Why didn't you stick with it?
Because I moved. I got a machining job actually. I left construction.
But you hate machining.
I did not hate it at first.
But how long was it first?
Probably the first year or two. But anyways,
I was gonna say you did it for like 10 years.
I I have done construction before. I've done framing. I've done sheetrocking. I can do plumbing and a little bit of electrical. I've done it all. I've done more work. I'm more working class than you, and I know it bothers you.
Firstly, you're not. I
Yes,
did all those
no.
things you just said.
Nope. You don't. All right.
I'm more working class than you.
Dude, you want to?
Okay.
You want to have a? You want to have a?
If you were more working class than me, you would have enough work ethic that you would be the breadwinner in this house.
No, I have worked so much.
I work much harder than you,
Yeah.
as evidenced by what is happening right now.
No, because I have worked myself to the bone for so long. I no longer have the desire. I'm retired.
No
So
way.
anyways.
No way.
Anyways.
No way.
You've never worked construction.
I have.
Yeah. How many inches in between two frames when you're framing 2x4s?
I actually work construction.
Yeah. How many?
I
inches?
was
What is the-
not.
what is the-
I didn't get nepotismed into a construction area. I had to actually go and
What is
just haul rocks and clean up shit because I was not allowed to hammer anything because I worked at a real construction site where you have to have a license to hammer shit. I didn't get nepotism into my family shit where they just let you actually do real work you're supposed to be qualified to do.
Yeah. Framing.
That's the difference between us. I had to do real life.
I don't think you understand. There's no qualifications for like home building, which is why you're allowed to hire teenagers to
Firstly,
frame a house.
there is qualifications. They just don't follow them.
They follow them, but I'm saying the home building in America is very flawed.
But all the construction work I did was through a temp service.
So you did.
Real construction, yes.
I like how you were framing.
you,
You were framing your construction against my small town. You're like working for a big Italian hairy guy with hard hat construction, whereas I have good old Amish boy construction in me.
Amish boy construction.
Yeah.
Who owned the? Who did you know the people who did the construction?
So the construction I would do was my uncle would help build homes.
Okay, that makes sense.
I was
no, that makes sense.
I was subcontracted for everything's nepotism. What are you
no,
talking
it's
about?
not. Not if you're actually working class. You work for people you don't know.
I mean, at first.
I don't have any family that have any money to give
So
me any
anyways.
sort of job.
Anyways,
Okay, Mr. More working class
I
than
am.
me.
I've built
My rich contractor uncle let me
my rich uncle.
put sheetrock up. I bet your rich uncle has a house.
He has a house that I think he built. Good for him.
Motherfucker.
I don't know how you're gonna get mad at him for building a home.
No, it's cool.
So, anyways, one day,
At construction, at home building
class. We were all sitting eating. We'd eat lunch too on our like 45-minute
Really?
class. We would just sit.
Rules.
We would just eat. We didn't do anything in that class.
That's awesome.
But we're all sitting around in front of the house, trying not to break the house that this guy is building that he lets us hang out at. Such a weird.
Was it only the one house the whole semester?
I think he was building 2 homes, and he had a crew. And I think because we were there in the middle of the day. I want to say the class showed up when his crew went to lunch. So we would just kind of
So he just like let you onto the construction
on
site.
the job site, and he would
Did you
show.
have to wear helmets and shit?
No, you don't have to wear helmets in construction, in home building stuff. Maybe in real construction.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you do have to wear a hard hat when you're working. If you're working through a service.
Have you ever seen any like roofers or anyone?
No,
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
who owns like a roofing company, no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like when it comes to like a single home
If you're
construction.
on the roof, there's nothing above you.
That's true.
It's a fall on your head.
So he would show us what was being done, and then I think it was just like, all right, this is the next step. Don't touch anything. So and then he would do some stuff, and I think we would move 2x4s around or whatever, and 90% of the time we would just sit on the rocks out front and not touch anything, not break the house more than we already were.
That sounds awesome.
But one day, because we'd have to drive to this class, it was off site, like seminary, right?
Yeah.
Seminary's off site,
Though they
off
build
the school.
They build them across the street usually.
The seminary, not the
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
This house was like it was far away. So we drive over to this house in the middle of the day, which would already take like 10-15 minutes. We'd
Yeah.
carpool over, and then we're sitting there, and I remember one of the funniest things. We're all sitting in front of this house, and one of the kids in my class, in my home building class, we see him pull into the neighborhood, pull into the house opposite of ours. We're like, why are we turning in? He's like kind of going fast.
Yeah.
And he just drives and then smashes through the neighbor's house in their garage. Like not even hitting the garage square. He like clipped the front of it was like a brick home. So he smashed through the front corner of the bricks and the garage door just in his car. And it was so like, he wasn't going fast, but he's kind of going like a little above, but it was so like natural, right? Like he wasn't screeching. He wasn't out of control. He just kind of turned into the neighborhood, and then that just kept turning and then turned into the house and smashed the front thing. And then he starts backing out of the house he just crashed into and sees us, parks his car in front of our house, gets out and is like, hey. And after that, this lady comes out of the house. She's like, what the fuck is happening? Oh, she sees our home and sees us and is just losing her mind screaming, and then sees this kid's car. And
was his car all fucked up?
His car was a little bit fucked up, which is kind of, sometimes car.
Yeah. Cars just resist damage for no. You roll a 20 and just fucking.
Well, the engine's up front, so it's doing damage.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like, oh, and then our home building guy was like, what the fuck are you doing? So all these adults are like, I think he tried to keep this lady from killing this kid, and he was just. Absolutely. At the time I thought he was stoned, but I guess he could have been on something harder.
Sure.
I don't know how you smoke enough weed to crash your car
I don't know
into
either.
a house and then calmly pull out.
Maybe you're just like the worst at being like, I mean, it's possible.
But it was so funny watching him crash his car, come up to us and be like, hey, I'm here for class. And everyone just
like, what the fuck, bro?
So that was a fun class because we all got to fill out police reports.
It's just all class?
The whole class. Everyone who saw something. I was just like, yeah, I saw him. They had like 20 kids. Yet just give the same report. Like, so he turned. And then he crashed in that house. Like,
so
yeah, we're gonna need you to fill out a report.
Oh fuck!
And so the police, and they took him away. I wonder what he was on.
Dude, I saw a photo of a person who crashed into someone's house the other day.
Yeah.
And then this guy was like, he replaced his wooden deck with just like a cement porch.
Oh yeah.
And then someone wrecked into his cement porch, and he was like, literally finished it a week ago. Thank God, because the porch is a literal fucking indestructible brick of cement, and so the car is just like wrapped around the porch, and he's like, fucked up the yard a little bit, house is good, porch just on defense, just fucking blew the car out.
Yeah, that's why you have those giant rocks in your front yard sometimes.
Dude,
if you're on a corner.
That's what I want to, if I ever have a house, I'm going to have, those like metal barriers they use to protect the White House so you can't drive in a vehicle IED near the White House.
Yeah, they have a lot of those in big city buildings.
Yeah, they have those in front of the Empire State Building and other spot and Trump Tower and shit here. That's what I'm going to put in front of my yard.
Just a big.
Those are going to be my fence posts.
Shit.
So if you try to drive through my shit, you're just going to get fucking wrecked.
Hell yeah. I like it. I support it.
Dude, bear trap. Is it legal to put bear traps in your yard?
No, it's not legal to put traps. I'm so angry about this. You're not allowed to booby trap your own house. I can't remember. I know the legal reasoning why. I bet if there was a bear sighting in your area, you might be able to argue. You might be able to booby trap your home and be like, "Oh, this was for the bear. I didn't mean for the crackhead who was robbing my house."
It's not even like regular people who rob your house. Most people killed by home booby traps are like the police.
Yeah, I think that's why they.
Yeah, it's like that one dude who was a hoarder, and then the police, like two police officers died in the house, and they're like, turns out he was a hoarder and a trap maker. That story was crazy.
Booby trap legality.
They just had to demolish his home because they were too afraid to like go through it. The police, like, the one officer was, they were like, apparently he like hoarded like newspapers and shit, so his house was like full of shit, and he died, and the police were searching his home for something. I don't remember. He like they thought he broke the law. It doesn't matter. The police were in his house fucking around. and then one of the police officers tripped a wire, and a shotgun blew his head off, like a trap shotgun that was like in the papers.
Oh.
And then the police were like, "Oh shit." And then they tried to run out of the house, and someone else tripped like a bomb.
Nice.
And it like blew his torso in half. And then they were like, "All right, let's get the bomb squad in." And the bomb squad like went to the house, and then one of the guys from the bomb squad looked into the house and was like, "Oh no, fuck that.
Just
We're not going
demolish the
in." Yeah.
house.
He was just like, because the cops were like, "You have to go in. We need this
Yeah.
evidence." And the bomb squad was like, "Well, then you go. Because we're not going to go in there." And like the bomb squad literally was like, "Nah, fuck that. He's dead. We don't care about his crimes."
Yeah.
Like the police had to just demolish his house.
So this is why booby trapping your house is illegal.
Oh, shit. Okay.
There's a little thing called the Geneva Convention.
Oh, fuck. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
So I was like, oh yeah, you can't.
The Geneva Convention.
The Geneva Convention is why you can't. That does make a lot of sense.
Oh, fuck.
You can't use mustard gas in your house. Ugh.
I don't want mustard gas.
I mean, I do. I would like to
What
use
about
it.
claymores?
Nah, you can't booby trap your own home. I thought this was America. I thought
Oh, wait, that's why claymores are legal.
why?
Because they're not set off by a pressure plate. A human being clicks it and sets it off.
But you could set it up to once you set up a tripwire, it then becomes
Is
illegal.
against the Geneva Convention.
That's
Okay.
the same reason a gun is legal. But if you hook up a gun with a tripwire, then it becomes a booby trap and it's illegal again.
Okay, that
Fucking
makes sense.
Geneva Convention.
Geneva Convention. What if I build an AI and it's smart enough that if you set off an alarm, the AI looks at you and decides
Yeah.
whether you live or die and then clicks a button? That's not a booby trap. That's a third party being like, "No, you die," and pushing a button.
I think you're venturing into the realm of is artificial intelligence conscious and are you liable or is this liable?
It seems like a problem for the Hague to discuss, not me.
Yeah.
That's
if you invent an AI smart enough to kill,
they're like, "You
decide.
called it the Police Buster 9000. What was it programmed to do?" Like, no. It decides. It doesn't say yes always.
I've never wanted to booby trap my house, but I have. If I had money and built a home, I'm absolutely getting like a 3-inch steel door.
Yes.
I mean, rich people already do this. Probably.
Yeah. Well, the cops also do that thing where they have the fucking tank with the battering ram and they just roll through your wall.
I would have secret doors too.
Well, that's why you have the fucking thing that doesn't allow them to drive onto your property.
A moat.
Well, no, the barriers. The metal barrier. So now the
concrete.
police can't ever drive onto your property. So if
You
they
keep
want
saying
you,
police. I'm saying anybody.
anyone, you're
Any
right. I agree with you.
ne'er-do-well.
There are other Well, no, I'm being hyper focused. You're completely right. If anyone comes onto the property,
If you're
they
nosy
can't drive
neighbor?
on. Your fucking nosy neighbor, and then they have to go to the front. Well, if they're on foot now, the moat is a problem because you can't drive over it. You got to walk over it.
I would just build a moat.
The
I want a
dude,
moat with crocodiles
The
in it.
moat is like the military technology that has been literally effective in every war from day one. We decided to do
Just been
war.
a hole.
To now, digging a hole is like the number one tactic that has never gone. It
Yeah.
literally has always been super powered.
It's good.
Alexander the Great used holes. Fucking Sun Tzu used holes. The Mongols were like, "Oh no, not a hole." Like they hated holes. Holes are fucking kill it, dude. You just dig holes.
and you put stuff in it sometimes.
Dude,
Spice it up.
you fuck people up with holes. Sometimes you dig 2 holes. That's what the Scottish did to beat the English. They were like, the English were like, "We defeated your first hole," and the Scottish were like, "We've got a second hole," and the English were
Dude.
like, "What the fuck? You dug 2 holes?"
How demotivated would you be after one hole?
Oh, dude, you would just be like, "Fuck, man. You did a lot of digging. We thought you only dug 1." They're like, "We secretly dug 2."
I wonder if moats are legal.
You
Because
should look
it's
that up.
technically not a trap. Because it's like
No.
you could have a fence around
It depends what you have in the moat.
just natural. Like if I'm in Florida, I have whatever natural animals are hanging around.
Sorry that alligators chill on the moat.
Yeah.
Well, and then you build a fence on one side of your moat, so that the alligators don't go on your property, but they're in the moat.
Oh, on your side.
Yeah, because you don't want the alligators wandering into your shit.
What if I do?
Well, okay, you might.
In case they get past the moat, I just want alligators
you
just
want
chilling,
backup gators.
chilling on my property.
Oh, dude. Double moats. That's why, and then sappers became a thing.
What are sappers?
Sappers are guys who dig under your moat, under your house or your wall, and then they dig up into you or they blow your shit up.
This is like an actual military profession, right?
Yeah.
Sapper.
A sapper, yeah.
And that are just professional. They dig and blow things up.
They're miners, but they mine to kill.
Okay. I can get into that.
So medieval sappers were like, they're nuts, just huge fucking dicks, dude. Huge dicks. Because, I mean, imagine medieval style.
Yeah.
So scary. You got to dig under them. They used to do that.
How long would it take?
Months, depending, weeks.
Just to dig?
Just to dig one hole and then dig up and then try to not either blow up.
Get as close as you can without getting through.
Yeah, you try to 2 towers it, or you dig up into it at night and then sneak like 5 guys and then they go unlock the gate and kill a bunch of people.
I like that.
Yeah, the Trojan horse style.
Man, being a sapper sounds like a fun. It's probably not fun.
It was so scary. And then it became really popular again in World War I. And that's when the English set off 13 of the largest man-made explosions ever created that weren't nuclear.
Just underground?
Underground. They were like, the English literally were like, in a video game when you're like, I'm going to see what happens if I just get all the barrels here and blow them all up at once,
yes.
like GTA style, where you stack all the cars and you
see
blow
how much
them all
this
up.
Game can handle?
That's literally what the English did in World War I. They were like, you know what? Let's do this strategy. What if we put all the bombs that we have underneath the trench and just blew them up? And then so they set off 12 of the 13, and then the 13th didn't go off, and because the explosions were so big and like fucked up the land so much and destroyed all the tunnels, no one knows where it is. It's just somewhere in Belgium.
That's like all of Europe, right?
Yeah,
there's just unexploded munitions that you'll come across sometimes, and you got to call someone in.
Yep.
And be like, hey, I found a bomb.
It used to kill like 100 people in France a year. And now
Whatever.
there's people in France and their whole job is to find artillery shells that haven't blown up in these forests and then
That's
disarm
a fun
them.
gig.
It would be a pretty cool gig.
just
to get unexploded ordnance from World War I, not even II.
I wouldn't even blow it up. I'd keep it.
Just they're like they just blow up sometimes.
Yeah, just have a museum.
Oh, dude.
Full to the brim of bombs that may or may not go off at any time. The wrong speck of dust touches it wrong.
It'd be cool.
That'd be a fun museum. The
It'd
museum, and that's the thing, when stuff is that close to you and ready to explode, you won't even feel yourself die. So I'd be cool with it.
I don't know about that. Depends on how powerful the explosion is.
Depends on how many bombs you have in one spot.
True. Because bombs, I mean, I guess those bombs would set each other off.
Yeah.
Normal bombs don't do that, but
normal modern bombs. Modern bombs suck.
they have things that make it so they don't blow up.
I want a claymore on the front of my car.
Ooh.
Or an end on the back instead of a bumper.
People have done that.
Have they?
Yeah.
Like as a military tactic, not as a daily driver.
Like no, not as a daily driver, but in the military, people have done shit like that where they just put a claymore on the front of the Humvee.
I do that in Battlefield when I'm playing
yeah, no, that's a tactic. That rules.
I saw someone. There's a lot of people who hate trailer hitches on trucks. Because when you hit one, it just fucks up your car.
It just ruins you.
They're like trying to make it illegal for you to have a trailer hitch on a truck and not be like pulling something.
Oh.
And it's just like,
well, you can take them off usually.
Yeah, you can take them off, but the reason a lot of truck guys have trailer hitches on there is to stop your car from fucking up their truck, and it's just having like an extra low bumper that fucks your car up. Which I'm on the truck guy's side.
Here's the thing. If you hit someone from behind, it's your fault. That's the law, period.
Yeah.
So
it's always
it shouldn't so then fuck them. Don't hit me from behind then.
I would have a hitch on the front too.
That is called a battering ram.
Just smashing into people. I would have them on the sides. I'd have hitches on the wheels.
Okay.
So-
Just like hitches all over.
So I could be like Ben-Hur chariot style.
Yeah.
Just a truck made of hitches. Just indestructible.
Why don't we just make the truck out of a hitch?
They used to. I used to have a Ford F-250.
Oh, okay, yeah, those are so heavy.
Dude, it was from
Just-
it was a 19 like I think it was a 1986. It was something, maybe it was 80, I don't know. It was sometime in the 80s. And it got, I'm not kidding, I calculated it out. It was like 6 to 8 gallons. No, 68 miles per gallon.
Yeah, so bad.
It was I had to sell it because its fuel economy was abysmal.
Yeah.
But it was a cool truck.
Those are the ones where the hood has like a structural integrity to carry like 2,000 pounds.
Not the hood, the entire frame.
No, but it's just like it's so tough.
So this was when I was at the machine shop, and one of my coworkers was like, "Nice truck." What? And it was kind of a rust bucket, but he's like, "What if I hit it with a hammer?" I'm like, "Do it."
Yeah.
And so we were sitting there wailing on my truck with a hammer, and it wasn't doing anything to the paint, anything to the body. It was just thick steel.
Lead-based paint.
Yeah, lead-based paint on a steel body truck.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's why it gets 6 miles per gallon." It was a cool truck. I wish I hadn't sold any of my old cars and still had them. I went from that Ford F-250, that big steel truck, to Porsche 924.
Ooh.
which got really good gas mileage. It was the smallest engine. It was gutless, but it was so fun.
Yeah.
Once I got up to like 60 miles an hour, I did some sketchy things in that thing.
It sounds fun.
That was a cool car. But I went from the biggest truck to the smallest conceivable vehicle that isn't a Volkswagen Beetle.
Geo Metro is smaller, probably.
I don't think it is. I think
really?
the 924 is smaller than a Geo Metro.
Hmm.
They're tiny.
I still want a Miata.
Should get one.
Yeah, they're expensive. We'll see when we move how things shake out with our neighborhood and finances.
Yeah, if you want to move out of beautiful Astoria, Queens, then you want to go deep into Bushwick, a car is more viable. You're going to need a car to drive all the way into the city.
No, it's not even that bad.
It's not
It
that
takes
bad.
me like 45 minutes to get to Lower Manhattan, which is where I spend most of my time.
You're
So
gonna
I'm
drive
pretty sure it's going to take me 45 minutes from deep into Brooklyn, too.
You're going to drive a car from Brooklyn into Manhattan?
What?
'Cause
No.
You're going to have a car.
No, I don't think I would. I would just use the car if I wanted to, like, if it was late and I wanted to, like, see someone or go somewhere, or I was going out of the city. Like, the car would be for, like, convenience and to, like, get around in the East Coast, not so much to get around New York.
I would rent it out as an Airbnb for the authentic New York experience, sleep in a car. I did that my first day in New York.
Yeah.
I showed up and didn't have, did you drive here with me?
Yeah. I had to leave because I drove here with you. I did a comedy festival, and then I had to go straight home.
So you left.
I had a job at the time.
You left immediately, and I was in New York, and I was just like, well, I have a car, and I think the place I was I was just a day early.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't know anyone, and it was just like, oh, my place isn't open yet, so I'll sleep in my car on this random street in Bushwick.
Dude, and our friends were living in that. Now that I've lived here, I'm like, oh, you guys were insane for doing it. But they were living in a train track fucking studio, and they were on like the 5th floor walk up or something. Like the 5th floor.
I don't
They
mind
had
walk-ups.
a dog, and they were paying $3,000 a month.
For that, it was tiny. It was the size of this room.
It was literally the size of this room, and they were living in it together. I guess it's just $1,500 between the two of them, but still was just like, dude, what?
No, the dog had to pay too.
Yeah, true.
The dog,
And their dog was afraid of the city, and it was afraid of rats.
Oh.
So it was like going to the bathroom in the apartment sometimes because it would get afraid when they would take it to the courtyard. Dude, that was just like, and they were living on St. Mark's, and I'm just like, that area fucking is not cool enough.
It's all right.
Dude, it's just so. They were open micers though. They were going to open mics. Like, just go live in Brooklyn. All the open mics are in Brooklyn. Oh, so insane. They were wild.
I respect it. I like the move.
They got the real New York experience. They got to live in Manhattan.
No, I got the real New York experience. Sleeping in the back of my car in the middle of Bushwick, and then I woke up that morning because someone was backing in there, like trying to get a spot. And I woke up because my car was moving because they kept hitting my car trying to like get into this spot. So that was my alarm clock on the very first day. And I just like poked my head up. I guess I had a blanket. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, you
It was
had
probably- it was
blankets
my
because
duck
you
blanket.
moved with everything.
Oh yeah, I moved with everything.
I remember the car was like weighed down.
Mhm.
The gas mileage was worse. Also, when you moved, you budgeted, but you forgot that you were going to have to buy gas multiple times on the way. So you were like, oh, fuck, I spent too much money on gas.
Dude, I spent too much money moving. I just sold my motorcycle and my Bitcoin to move here.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Sucks. I would have been. I wonder. Fuck. When did I move here? Was that 3 or 4 years ago?
Three
What was
and a half years ago.
What was Bitcoin at?
I don't remember.
What was Bitcoin at in 2017?
That
No,
was
it was
when you were
2018.
obsessed with Bitcoin. Every day I would come over. Mac used to live below me in my apartment. This is when I was married. And I would go downstairs, and Mac would just be literally sitting like in silence, hanging out, looking at graphs of Bitcoin. And that would be you were just like into Bitcoin.
It was still if I can predict. Oh, it was right before it exploded. I think I sold right at, the first time when it hit 20,000 and everyone was losing their minds at the end of that year, and then it crashed right before the end of the year. So you got fucked on the taxes.
You sold high.
I sold higher than I bought, but then I got fucked by PayPal in a different thing.
Really?
Someone, because I sold it, and then they PayPal'd me, and then 8 months later, it's absolutely wild that 8 months later they did a chargeback on it, and PayPal went with them, and I was just like, what the fuck? And PayPal was like, yeah, you can't do anything about it, and I was just like, what? It was good scam, great scam.
Damn. See, Bitcoin's a fucking of it's a scam.
Bitcoin's not a scam. The PayPal's a fucking scam.
Nah.
PayPal scammed me.
They're both scams.
The Bitcoin has never hurt me. Bitcoin is only crypto has only made me money.
I mean, not enough.
Normal institutional banking has fucked me more than crypto ever has.
All banking is wrong. You can't see the forest from the trees.
I'm just saying
it's all fake.
it is all fake. But one has never bitten me, or another PayPal has definitely harmed me.
Yeah, PayPal's also evil.
Yeah, whatever. Just one of Elon Musk's early ventures.
Yeah, no, this motherfucker. I know. I'm kind of worried because I want to when I do my next special, I want to just put it out for free and then be like, hey, if you want to Venmo me or PayPal me or Cash at me, here's the thing. But I don't want people to charge back because it happens when I stream. Sometimes people would give big donations and then they would refund. They would contest them and take the money back later.
There's two things that are really good against that: cash and crypto. You took donations in crypto.
No, I would get no donations.
No, that is true. You would get zero donations.
Like,
you could have people,
5 people who know enough about crypto to donate in crypto.
You could we have our crypto address set up on cowboyboys.rodeo.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's been up for
ours or you. This is the first I'm hearing
Guess what?
of it.
I have split all the crypto with you.
Yeah.
It's been up for like a year. And we've gotten no donations. It's not like flashing on the front page. It's just next to all the other advertisements and stuff at the bottom.
Oh, well, this is an interesting way to find out about the Cowboy Boys crypto account.
Dude, you don't even know what our website looks like.
I know what it looks like.
What color is it?
Orange.
What part is orange?
the orange part.
Yeah. You've never even been on our website.
I've been on our website.
You don't even know about the secret forums on our website.
Oh.
That may or may not exist.
Okay.
No, I'm still very pro crypto.
Sure. I'm not anti-crypto.
Look, as soon as I start having disposable money again, I'm gonna go right back into gambling.
Yeah, I know you. That's what it is. It's just gambling.
That's the problem. I was kind of good at it, just barely breaking above.
The amount. I mean, listen. If it brings you joy, I'm happy for you.
It
But
did not. It was a lot of stress.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But-
it seemed like it was so much work and stress for no payoff.
Yeah, because I was poor. That's how the like stocks and everything. If you have like $100 and you make 10% on $100, you've only made $10.
Yes.
Whereas if you're a billionaire and you're like, look, I just did the same thing, but now I have $10 million.
That's also how professional gambling works. Professional gamblers need to have a lot of money in order to make money.
Gotta have money to make money. Gotta spend money.
Yeah.
Not fair.
It's almost like the system's rigged that way.
I wish I had more money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I had a bunch of money right now, I would be spending all of it.
I bet you would.
I'd love to win the lottery and have none of it in 5 years. Be one of those guys. Wouldn't that be fun?
You one of those guys? Most lottery people do that.
What is do you think most?
Almost all.
Almost all.
Yes. Look up the curse of the lottery.
I know it's a curse.
Yeah. It's not a curse because it's like some supernatural shit. It's a curse because it's the same reason NFL players go bankrupt.
Percentage of lottery winners that go broke. Why do 70% of lottery winners end up bankrupt?
I told you.
Damn, 70%.
I told you.
So, knowing that and going into it, knowing I will go bankrupt, I will have more fun.
Yeah.
Just be,
when you give me the hypothetical situations, like I'll get buff in prison. If I went to college, I would get smarter. These things that are wildly untrue.
I never said I would go to college to get smarter.
No, you said you would be getting smarter in college.
I would.
No, you wouldn't. You
I
would
would-
do
I would-
zero
I
schoolwork.
would pick up the thing I said I was going to go to college
Yes.
to get smarter, but also mainly to pick up on college age chicks.
And I said, we live in New York City. It's very easy to pick up on college age chicks. All you to just go to open mics.
But then I gotta go.
Yeah, this is exactly my point. You're like, oh, I have to do work. I'm
Mhm.
over it.
Yeah.
So, but when you say you would go bankrupt, I believe you.
Thank
I
you.
believe that you would do that,
Thank
buddy.
you.
You would powerfully go bankrupt almost immediately.
I don't think immediately.
Pretty quick.
Do you know how hard it is to go bankrupt immediately?
But you would.
What's the
You would.
Oh, thank
because-
you. You think
yeah,
I
no,
would?
I think you of the. Here's what I think would happen. I think that you wouldn't be the kind of person who would like buy a lot of little things. Of course, you would like spend irresponsibly in some of the same ways I do, where I just like eat out too much and shit. That's
Yeah.
where most of my irresponsible spending. What you would do is you would gamble a ton of it in crypto, and something terrible would happen 100%. You would buy a car with so many things you don't need in
What are you
it.
talking about? A car? I'd buy a plane.
Yeah.
I'd buy
you
a
would-
private jet.
You would buy
and I would
a
paint it.
fucking
I
car
would-
that goes underwater or something.
I would paint my private jet, so you know when my plane is at an airport.
And you would buy.
Isn't that private jets are like the tickets for one are insane, right? Isn't it like $60,000 or something
They're
to fly private?
incredibly silly.
Just like the gap from coach to first class, where I'm just like, $1,000 for first class. Oh
no, this like
when someone talks about like flying private jets, you're like, oh fuck you.
yeah.
you don't need to worry about money if you have access to a private jet.
Dude,
I don't think anyone owns. Only people who've eaten other people own private jets.
Yeah, unless you're like Iron Maiden or whatever, and then
They
the
probably
band.
eaten some people.
No, the band collectively bought a jet, and then one of them is a
Yeah.
pilot, and he flies them.
He knows.
Yeah, he flies the jet.
They had to really cut corners.
They doing it DIY style. But fucking yeah, man. You would do that, and then you would buy like the most ridiculous property, and then you would like
Whoa,
it would be
property's
and you're such a dad with the things you like and would spend money on.
Property's a
But
good
you would
investment.
buy fixer-uppers. Yeah, do you see?
What?
And then you would be like, oh, I gotta fix it. You would be spending all this money. It's like I have so many people in my family who do shit like that.
So wait, you win the lottery. $30 million.
$30 million.
I don't know. The lottery goes anywhere from like $10 to like $500 million. It fluctuates.
Yeah, it's crazy. If I had $30 million,
so let's go 100 million. That's
$100 million.
A ridiculous amount.
I don't know. I would probably. I would find a way so that everyone I'm close to doesn't have to work anymore.
Not me. I would make everyone close to me work. I'd make their lives worse. I'd buy all the companies they work for and then fire them. I'd do Mr. Burns style. You work for me now. Everyone who's wronged me.
What else would I do? I don't know. I would do. That would be the big one for like. I would probably buy the property I was planning. I still want to get in Utah.
Oh, now you want to invest in property?
Yeah, but I would. My idea for the property is to have a place where anyone can come live, and it's a collective where I can shoot guns and ride motorcycles and skate and fucking lift weights.
You want to do your cowboy cult?
I want to do the cowboy. I want Cowboy Boy Town.
Do you remember that guy? I did a Tribble run with him.
Yes, and he lived in Park City or whatever.
Yeah. He lived out somewhere up in the hills.
He lived in the hills.
He asked me, he's like, "What would you do with $10 million?" And I was just like, "I'd probably hunt people for sport."
That's such a good answer.
And he was like, "Oh, this is a guy who I like was cheating on his wife." At the show.
Complete scumbag.
Just the scum of the earth.
Road comic.
Selling like T-shirt. He's like, here's the thing: when you're on the road, you want to sell T-shirts. They don't even have to be related to your act. These idiots will buy anything. And he had he was selling like other comics merch. That he had printed up.
Just classic road guy, dude. I knew so many guys like that.
And then when I was just like, I'd hunt people for sport, he was so offended. He couldn't even look at me. He was disgusted. It was really weird.
I told a guy once when I was on the road. I was on the road with this guy. I told him we had to share a hotel room because he wanted to save money.
Okay.
And so we were sleeping in the hotel room together, which is
two different beds.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Okay.
I have Mike and Diego sleep in the same room as me. And so I was like, oh, fuck. And he was so terrible, and I hated him so much that I told him I was going to go watch a movie.
Wait, do I know him?
And then, no. And then I just went and sat in the car on my phone. I didn't have money to go see a movie. I just sat in my car to get away from him, and he thought I was, like, gone. I was just sitting there.
There's a lot of people who are like, I think I want to do comedy. And it's just like, yeah, guess what? You're going to sleep in your car some of these nights.
Guess what? You're going to sleep in your car, and you're going to have to watch a guy cheat on his wife and tell you hunting people isn't cool. If I was him, I would have been like, oh, you're going to hunt people? You need more than $10 million to do that.
That's the other thing, too, is when people are like, should I do comedy? It's kind of working out for us. Yeah. 95% of other people who try this shit are still sleeping in their cars.
Yeah.
Especially in LA.
And it could stop working out for us literally tomorrow. People could hear this episode and be like, wow, Shayne and Mac were weird today, and then just unsubscribe and...
No way. I have a backup plan.
Oh, what's your backup
plan? As
soon
as I get canceled, I'm going right-wing conspiracy.
Oh, that's right. You're going to go Alex Jones.
I'm going to go further. I'm going to go deeper than Alex Jones.
Ooh.
I'm going to go...
What's deeper than Alex Jones?
I think he's been bought by the other state. I'm going to... See, just hanging around me, I'm coming up with conspiracies every day. How many conspiracies have I told you today that I just freeform invent?
I hear them all the time. Trust me, I'm listening.
Imagine if I had a team of writers flushing my conspiracy ideas out.
True.
I think I could make it on the right-wing conspiracy. I don't even know if I would be a certain wing. I think I would be centrist kind of conspiracy. Because I have a lot of left-wing conspiracies, too.
Here's what I want to do. I'm going to start a Reductress Onion Babylon Bee style publication, right?
Like the Onion or
is
the Onion. Wait, is Reductress fake?
Yes.
It's a satire, a satirical newspaper.
It's a satirical feminist newspaper. Okay. Yes. Babylon Bee is the satirical right wing. The Onion is satirical liberal.
The Onion used to be really funny until Hillary Clinton bought.
Yeah, to stop them from making fun of her.
Do you remember like the day that she bought it, and they're like, "Here's why Hillary's actually fun," and like, where's the jokes?
yeah, no.
It was so blatant. I think they've gotten a lot better
Yeah.
after she stopped running.
Yeah.
I think the connection is the Clinton Foundation owns Telemundo, which owns The Onion, which is such a wild.
Yeah, dude.
Or owns part.
Yeah,
not the
it's
whole
fucking
thing.
It was crazy when she was running that they did
Dude.
like post an article or whatever
It
that was
so
like
blatant.
Hillary's actually good, and you were like, what? Wait, what the fuck?
Meanwhile, we have retard Trump making me actually laugh.
Yeah.
Just
if the Onion had made me laugh, maybe she would have won.
yeah, it is impossible to make someone not funny.
Yeah.
Like her.
Yeah, she's so horrifically unfunny.
And so what do? Her timing was bad.
Yeah, she's not fun.
She needs to do years of open mic.
How did her and Bill Clinton end up together?
Oh, she was cute when she was young.
Yeah, but
She
like
was
what was she doing?
see
Do you
it.
think she fucking went sicko mode in bed? Do you think Hillary was the throat goat at one point? Because Bill Clinton's like, I'll play the saxophone. I clearly eat ass. Like he's
Yeah.
like up to shit, you know?
He's
like
little-
a weird dude. And then him and Hillary Clinton, like, how did Hillary Clinton end up with? How did he pick Hillary?
I feel like let's look up college pictures of because that's when
Well,
they met,
no,
right?
I've seen photos of them, but
Oh,
that's
but-
not. There's more to relationships
No.
than how people look. I know that you forget this.
No, I'm saying let's look at her and we'll see.
She
What
w-
do you think she was up to?
I mean, I've seen so many photos of young Hillary. I know what she was up. I'm just. She was very high and tight back then, and she still is
Really?
to this
you think
day.
she's high and tight? I feel like she might have pretty cute.
No, listen. She's a fucking babe back then, but she
Also,
wasn't like.
She's not ugly now
No,
for whatever.
we just know
Her
that she's like evil, so it
Yeah.
weirds us out.
I'm attracted to evil women.
I guess I'm attracted to evil women too.
So maybe Bill has the same
No,
thing.
but she's not evil in the fun way. I want
You don't know
evil.
that?
I like people who are evil in the Cardi B way.
You don't know what she is behind closed doors. What if she's really funny when she has like a glass of wine in her, and Bill just loves that? What if they like really?
Maybe.
Also, if I got a blowjob at my job from a young intern,
Mm-hmm.
and my wife was like, "I'm gonna stay with you," I'm like, you know what?
She didn't talk to him for over a year.
Yeah, but
They literally didn't. They were separated.
yeah, but if
She did leave him technically.
but if we got back together, I'd be like, she's the one.
I think they eventually made up. You know that she didn't talk to him until she called him and asked him to bomb Serbia or whatever.
What?
Yeah, that was the first time they spoke.
She-
After it.
So he was still the president.
Yeah, she purposefully called him and was like, "I need you."
Dude,
I don't know
what-
this.
You know,
I'm probably butchering the story, but it is real.
you know what
can look it up.
happened? She probably got some bad Serbian dick, and it's just like, he didn't make me come, and now Serbia will pay. Give me Bill on the phone. Give me the most powerful man.
She was like, "Bill, I'm asking you to do this," and he was like, "All right." And then we just fucking,
They got back together.
we went
It's
over
true
there
love.
and fucking bombed them.
Dude.
They are back together, I think. I don't
Man.
know. Who knows what they do? Who knows what rich people are up to? Or people who preserve their marriages for career shit.
think of
It's so fucking gross.
Think of the bonding and all the good times they had on Little St. James together.
True.
So they're
I bet you
they're
they
in
had
love.
so much fun. I guess they
Just-
were both on the flight logs after the fact.
Drinking people's blood.
Yeah.
That bonds you together. I don't know.
Just watching fucking, what's his name? The wheelchair stars guy.
Oh yeah,
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking was there.
Just fucking
There's like-
Hillary Clinton riding Stephen Hawking's chair over a pile of child corpses, you know?
Good for them.
I can't believe that, dude. Little St. James Island.
Yeah, it
Fucking
happened.
terrible.
I will never forget.
Yeah, I won't either. Whatever happened to
So anyways,
Okay.
oh, whatever happened to what?
It's Ghislaine.
She's still she's going through the court system, and they're like delaying it until everyone forgets about it.
Yeah, that's
And
what
now
I'm like.
because you brought it up, they have to delay it 3 more weeks.
Well,
I was gonna say we're not saying Hillary is a bad person. She is evil, but she's not a bad person. She's just not funny.
Well, I would even say she is a bad person, but more unforgivably, she's not funny.
Okay, yeah, that's what.
No redeeming qualities.
That's the whole point. She has some redeeming qualities.
She's
Everyone.
probably the throat goat
I don't know, maybe
because Bill was with her.
because that's his flavor.
Yeah, that's his thing.
Good for him. But yeah, I would go bankrupt in probably a couple of years.
Years? I think
I could hold. I don't think I would go bankrupt.
I think you would.
I think if I tried to go bankrupt, I'd accidentally not. That's the move. That's the problem with most lottery winners. Because I think once you win the lottery, everyone comes out of the woodwork and starts. Because I think that's what Shaq talks about this when he first got signed. He bought himself a Bentley.
Yeah.
He tells this story like some crazy or like a Mercedes or some crazy like car, and then his dad's like, okay, where's mine? And so he buys like his dad like 50. I don't know how. I think he blew through like $1 million in like a week, which is insane.
Yeah.
So he buys his dad like this insane expensive car, and then his mom's like, where's mine? So he's like in the course of one day spends like just over $300,000 on cars just for him and his family. So the first move you got to do when you win the lottery is just offend all your family to never want to talk to you ever again.
Well, yeah.
Just because they're gonna become for it. And so your idea of like, I'm gonna help all my friends, you gotta disappear. You gotta change your identity.
Well, no, here's what you do, because if you're Shaq and you buy yourself a Bentley, your family goes, where's my Bentley? But if you're me and I buy myself a Geo Metro, then my family's like, where's my Geo Metro? I go, I got you, fam.
I wouldn't even be like, I don't have enough money. I bought myself a Geo Metro.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of
what you got to watch out for.
People don't live under their means. They live like it's sustainable forever.
That is the trap.
That is the huge trap people do. And I'm hoping I've not, I mean, I don't think I've fallen into it even a little bit, but people do, and it's like pretty rough.
You have to identify the thing that you spend money on. I think mine is, what is my thing? Is it crypto? I know I'm not good enough at gambling to get into like poker and stuff.
Yeah, you'd have to like learn the game.
I know how to play. I just don't know. I'm not good at it.
You don't know how to play.
Let's play some poker. I'll play you.
No, you know the rules. You don't know how to play.
I know how to bluff.
Okay.
Not at a professional.
I was gonna say
I've won some house tournaments. You think you're a better poker player than me?
No, but I'm friends with someone who played professionally, and just the amount
I'm not
that
comparing
goes into it is like
myself to him. I'm saying I'm better at poker than you.
Maybe. But I'm so bad at poker that I might beat you because you don't know what I'm doing, because I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, then
we're gonna put poker tournament.
It sounds like no skill would come into play, and it would just be whoever gets the best cards between us. I'm very bad at poker because I understand what I'm supposed to do and how it works, but I'm too chaotic. You have to purposefully create a rhythm to be good at poker. And I don't have a rhythm to create. I could try, but I don't want to.
I knew someone who told me that the person they were dating had a roulette method, a surefire roulette method. And I was like, no, don't. Because the games you can win at are blackjack and poker.
And like Baccarat and like...
Yeah, like the weird obscure ones.
Yeah, the ones where there's a skill. There's skill-based.
Yeah, and you're winning other people's money. It's not you versus the casino.
Yeah, you cannot fight the house. The house always wins.
Except how does the blackjack work? I guess they just like kick you out if they know you're making money.
You can play craps professionally.
What?
Yes. There's math to it. And there's a skill for how you bet when certain things are happening. I don't know the rules.
Have you ever played craps?
No, I've just been told.
Have you seen craps in person?
Yes.
It's insanity.
Insane. It's too much. Fucking what?
So
it's
I think
like Warhammer levels of shit going on, dude.
Everything's named some different weird thing.
Oh, dude, it's so crazy.
I get why people get hyped up because you are just like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm winning until I'm not.
People go crazy on that. I just know that my friend who played poker professionally told me that I was like, who else makes lots of money? And he was like, blackjack players and craps players. I was like, there are professional craps players, and he goes, yes.
Interesting. But there's no professional roulette players.
No.
That was my...
That's why when you reference something that's completely random, roulette is the reference. Russian roulette?
Yeah. There's people who win at Russian roulette, not consistently.
Dude, how cool is Russia they get to be
name
Russian roulette?
John McAfee I think he said he was experimenting with quantum suicide and could win at Russian roulette. Anyways, that's the podcast.
Quantum suicide.
Look that up if you want to go down a rabbit hole.
Dude, if any of you know how craps works or if there are actually pro craps players, please let us know. Also, if you're a professional roulette player, reach out.
Yeah, I'd like to learn your system.
What was it? They're like, I bet everything on black, and then it was red or green or whatever the one.
So casinos have, it's half, I don't know if it's like 100, but it's half black and half red.
And then there's one more color.
Yeah,
that occupies one space.
Well, they have one green,
okay,
which the house always wins. So 50% of the time in roulette, you can be winning or losing if you're just doing the minimum shitty bet where you win your money back.
Yeah.
But that 1% of green is how the casino stays like above the odds, just by 1%. Except casinos have introduced a double green, and now they're introducing a triple green, just to keep there's like some casinos have like 3 green spots on a roulette, just so they stay afloat. Wild. So
I know someone who bet and then it landed on the green, and they were like, "I didn't know that was even a part of it."
Yeah, you can.
I was like,
"Can you bet green?"
No, I don't think or maybe you can. I would assume that you can bet anything on the table.
That's our advice. Always bet green.
We don't know the rules to gambling because gambling is for people who have
fun.
Yeah, or money.
Or no money.
I've just never had enough money to gamble. I've done the slot machines is what poor people do. You put the money in. Dude, I won last time I played the slot machines. I won $200.
I told you my slot, I stole this from Kenny Hotz, which is great advice, and I've given it to other people, and they said it works. Is when at the slot machine, you look for the person who is losing their shirt and looks miserable and wants to kill themselves because they're losing at the slot machines.
Yes.
You sit next to them.
Okay.
And then you start gambling, and usually you'll win because, I don't know, the universe just balances out that way.
All right.
Not everyone can lose.
I did win while 2 people were losing next to me.
There you go. You find the most miserable person at the casino and sit next to them.
Deal.
And you'll win.
The thing to do with the casino is to make a boys pact where you're like, if one of us wins, when we win, we just split all the winnings between us.
Yeah, as soon as you win, you just get out of there.
Yeah, and then you usually break even or make your money back because the odds are with all of you. But all right.
We got to go to Atlantic City? That's around here.
Atlantic City. I've been. I performed. It was the first place I performed after COVID.
Of course.
It was not great.
Yeah, casino gigs pay well and they're hell.
It wasn't a casino gig.
Oh.
But it was in a hotel, but it was a comedy club where like Frank Sinatra had performed. So it was like that 1940s style seating with the fancy tables with the candles and shit. It was weird in a theater. It was pretty fun, but Atlantic City was bad. It's like sad. It's like Vegas, but worse.
Oh, it sounds so fun.
Yeah, you would love it. You would love it.
I'm gonna start smoking cigarettes inside.
Dude, yep.
All right, that's the episode. Go
Patreon.com/cowboyboys.
Go to our Patreon if you want more. Rate and review our podcast on iTunes or Spotify or wherever. We're on YouTube at whatever. Find us we're on stuff.
Google Cowboy Boys.
Hook us up.
Yeah.
Go to our website. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.